we're going to start off. I'm going to ask for 3 rolls from each person and just kind of write them down. So the first thing we're going to do, and this is also a good way to kind of get into the system to understand how we're going to be doing some rolls, is number 1, you're each going to roll a d6 from the very beginning. And if you've all done it properly, you won't get the same roll. If you've got the same roll, then you're not doing it properly. No, just roll a d6. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make a wits roll, followed by a force roll. And that will be a wonderful way to organize today's game. Nima, what is your wits roll?
My wits roll was a failure.
A failure.
No successes. Yeah.
Sorry?
Of course it was.
Okay.
No successes.
No successes. And what was your force roll?
No successes.
Excellent. Okay. That's perfect. All right. Then we'll go next to Roya. Roya.
My force, 2 successes.
Oh, excellent.
And my wits was 1.
All right. So we are going to start with Roya, but just for fun, Omran, what did you get?
I got 1 success on both, actually.
Okay, excellent. And a doctor, the good Dr. Armita.
Nothing on both.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. Roya, we're going to start with you with your 2 successes. You find yourself waking up very groggy. It's cold. The air is so cold. You hear this psh as this plexiglass roundish kind of covering comes off of you. And the first thing you see when you wake up is flashing red and white lights, blaring sirens. Your hands are heavy, your limbs are unresponsive. You don't know where you are, but you recognize this. This is coming out of stasis too soon. For some reason, you're must be in a ship traveling somewhere. But as part of stasis sickness, you have no memory of who you are yet, where you are, why you're here. It's just all foggy, vague notions. And I will share a handout with everybody. But basically where you see yourself, and you are the first to awake. So you are welcome to look at a handout called Red Stasis.
Okay, where's that at? Oh, here it is. Okay. I found it.
I'll just throw it on screen for everybody.
Okay.
Well, you won't.
Yeah, it says Red Stasis and it's blank.
Yeah, no handout.
Yeah, because the memories are coming to you very slowly. It's like there's a fog. You can't really see anything yet. Your kind of your head is still a little. It's not clearing, but I think it will clear momentarily as I take people through a tutorial of how to run Alchemy VTT when you're having these issues.
All right, I kind of shake off my head, try to get a better view of the area and see what's going on, see if the lights are working around.
No lights are working around. Just these red, blaring emergency lights all over the place. You see you're in a room with other stasis chambers that all appear to be closed.
I try to see if anybody else is awake or if anyone is waking up.
All right, you get out of the stasis pod. You see that there's a locker at the foot by your stasis pod. You're just, wearing very minimal underclothes. You have a blanket there that you can kind of wrap around yourself in the meantime, because it's cold. It's so cold. And as you put your feet on the diamond plate, steel flooring, you just feel that there's something wrong. The temperature is not working properly. Why are you up here? Why are you out? And as you go to the pod next to you, and you kind of look in, you see this completely white, ghoulish looking creature, and as you kind of stare in, you see its eyes kind of pop up, open up. It shocks you. It takes you aback for a minute, and the thing starts pounding and pounding and pounding on the plexiglass in front of it. At first, it's very, very weak. It's not strong, but this monster, whatever's inside, looks like it's in distress.
I don't really know what it is. I go to the locker in front of me to see what's inside real quick.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a wits. One success. Okay. You kind of see it's coming back to you. 7 digits, like millions of possibilities, but it comes back to you very quickly, and you are kind of able to open up the lock, and in this locker you see all of your belongings, that is, except any weapons that you may have had. But you know that if you're on a ship, weapons would never be kept in the locker here. They'd be in a secure location on the bridge.
I would start putting on my equipment, anything I have, to at least give me some warmth.
Okay. As you're doing that, you hear the pounding on the stasis pod, this monster inside. You're just ignoring it?
No, I go over to it and just get
Well, are you getting dressed first?
Yeah, I'm getting dressed first.
Okay. So, as you get dressed, this pounding, you're not really finished dressing. The pounding kind of stops as the plexiglass covering opens up, and whatever horrible, nasty creature was inside kind of stumbles forward. It's like all fours, hands and knees, and it just starts retching and vomiting. It's puking all over the place. It gets up and it kind of looks towards you.
I have it in my hands out. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not your enemy. But you might start something, I will defend myself.
All right. And, Nima, as you feel yourself retching on the floor, on hands and knees, with your 2 zeros, you kind of see something's talking towards you, but you don't exactly know what it is. You can't collect yourself enough yet, but you feel sick. Something's very wrong. There's red all over the place, and your head is pounding.
Yeah. I can't hear what you're saying. What are you trying to say? Do I recognize this person?
Go ahead and make a wits roll for that.
Let's just assume no.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you barely know where you are.
Oh, a success.
Yeah, he's familiar enough. 100%.
Okay. Does he look
so
threatening?
Not an enemy.
Okay, so it doesn't look threatening.
Yeah. And by the way, if you notice this, thing happening called time. Just ignore it. It probably means absolutely nothing. So there's no concern about any trackers that you see on screen. Just want to make that clear.
Okay. So I'm just holding my hand out towards this figure, and I'll be croakily saying, "Help me up, man! Help me up!"
I do. I stand up and I give him help up.
All right. You notice that there are a couple of other pods in here. Some of them clearly don't have anybody inside. They're just empty. But there are 2 others that seem to have the indication of life signs on them. It looks like the inner light is just popping up and starting to work. And for the sake of continuing on with this scene, both Amran and Armida, you guys wake up. Amran, you're in pretty good shape. You know that you've woken up too much from stasis, but Armida, you are sick to the stomach. You are suffering from stasis sickness for the moment. But you are all four in this stasis chamber with this blaring kind of emergency signal happening.
Yeah. Can somebody switch that thing off?
What in the hell is this going on?
Is anybody
know
a
you.
pilot?
That's a good question. Do we know anything at this point? I mean,
At this point, you're just waking up.
Okay, right.
You do hear the blaring. You do hear a blaring siren, which is a little bit concerning. And as you shout out, you're like, "Computer, lower volume. Computer, stop noise. Computer, what's happening?" You get no response. No response from any computer at all. But as your head is clearing, each of you can go ahead, who have not already opened their locker, and make a wits roll to see if you remember the combination. If you don't worry. It just takes a little extra time for you to remember it. So that's
we don't have.
That's perfect. We only have time. And so you don't have to roll again.
And you don't have hyperspace sickness.
You don't have to roll again, that's fine. So it's taking you a little time to remember, but you all remember your combinations. You have all the equipment that you have there, except for your weapons, which are likely going to be on the bridge in a secure location. And as the fog is clearing, you can hear a little bit more about what's blaring over this emergency signal, and it goes, "Attention, all personnel. This is an emergency broadcast from the bridge of the SS Ghazali. SS Ghazali. We are currently experiencing a critical systems failure. Repeat, critical systems failure. We are attempting to boot systems and power to stabilize oxygen and temperature levels. Please prepare for potential evacuation. All non-essential personnel, please proceed to your assigned evacuation stations immediately. Essential personnel, report to your duty stations. Medical personnel, stand by for potential casualties. Communication systems are intermittent. We may lose signal at any moment. Stand by for further instructions. Repeat, all non-essential personnel proceed to your assigned evacuation stations. Essential personnel, report to your duty stations. Medical personnel, stand by for potential casualties. Mayday! Mayday! This is the SS Ghazali. We are in immediate need of assistance. Coordinates... It cuts off.
So with access to my equipment, I grab my tabula and I start looking at it, assuming I know how to get into my tabula as well. And I'm like, am I a pilot? Man, damn this transit sickness. And I start going through like all the information on my tabula to try and figure out who I am and where I need to be.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead, and I'm guessing that is it's either a technology or a data gen roll. I'll accept both.
Okay. I can probably do both of those. Probably do one better than the other. Where's my data gen? There it is.
Oh, okay, 1 success. Well, all right. So read player information from Act 2 in Act 1 then. You're smarter than me.
It's 0.
It's
Well, hang
starting...
on. Before you do that, on my screen it says I got 0 successes on my data gen.
Same here.
Oh, I apologize.
I got
that
one
is
success on my wits to remember my luck.
Oh, then I'm not. Yeah. Okay. So, note to self: remember how to move it forward so everybody can see the rolls. Okay.
We'll take
So
the
I will ask you: are you happy with that roll?
No, I'm gonna push it.
Okay. Well, I'll just grab something called a darkness point.
There's a success though.
Excellent. So, going through your tabula, reading through your T-mail or whatever else it is there, you're getting a clearer picture. Now, you're spending time to do so, so let's take, again, for no reason whatsoever, just my own internal...
Well, the good news is I don't
I
think
like
we can
pressing
see your
buttons.
time tracker.
Yes, exactly. Everybody can, at
The
least.
stream can, but we can't.
Oh, they
Unless we're
can?
looking at the stream. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's only on the stream version.
Oh, cool. All right, excellent. Well, that's fine.
I'm
And
intentionally
going
not
through
looking
it,
at the stream
we're
for
going to
that
go
reason.
through it in a scene that you participated in some time ago. Echoes from the past. Voices speaking out about the important tasks ahead. Captain Ia Casares says, "The Tsurabi colony has sent us a distress call, and we are part of the response team. What we expect to find after the jump to Taun is not clear. Well, you've all heard the message. We're being escorted by a Legion destroyer, the Sophira, and we make the jump immediately after her." And then Colonial Agent Nakifa continues, "The Tsurabi colony is a gas mine orbiting the system's largest planet, the gas giant Taun. About 300 colonists, mainly miners plus a few scientists. We're going in blind. No orders have been issued. Sensor sweeps will tell us more before we get there." And the captain goes again, "All non-essential personnel are to go on ice immediately and sleep their way to Hamura. The icons are with us. The deckhand smiles in the bed next to you, and the traveler keeps watch from the bridge as we jump. See you in Taun. Sleep tight." And from this, you know that you guys are part of a rescue mission to rescue miners who sent out a distress call from Taun, which is in the Hamurai system. Well, I guess you got there safely then.
Well, we're not dead yet. For the room we're in, is the only way out this sort of spiral staircase in the center?
No, there is a large kind of, powered door that would be used for bringing in and out of, big equipment kind of from the other side of the ship. That doesn't seem to be operational now. You might only be on emergency power, so it may really only be powering the emergency lights and maybe a few other systems. At the moment, it's certainly not powering enough heat, and the air is a little thin. It's very cold. Joints are kind of hard to move. So there is a spiral staircase that is leading up.
I think we should find out. Let's see if we can find someone else and see what's happening here.
Yeah, see if we can get life support back on at the very least.
Excellent.
Does anyone have a light source on them, or could we find something in here?
You could search, but I mean, if it's not in your own lockers, then the only light source currently is the red emergency lighting that kind of is permeating the whole ship.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anything of the kind. I do have a very large communicator, though, that I shoulder onto my back, because it's a rank 4 one, which is a huge piece of equipment. Well, I'm a correspondent. I got to be able to communicate.
Yeah,
with them.
I've got a
Reminder to self: check equipment that characters actually put on before gameplay.
Yeah, I do have a proximity sensor, so I can use that to scan for people nearby.
Oh yeah,
while we're
I have one
searching.
of those too, so we could do that. I've also got a security tablet that can assist us if we need to gain access to some places, as well as a mechanical lockpick that I have some skill with.
I might need that. I'm leaning weakly against my locker, just punching in random numbers.
No, as I said, eventually you
seeing
do
that,
find
I
it.
come over to try and help him out, and
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, see if you can, lockpick these tumbler combination.
I think once we've got our gear, we should head out. Try and make haste.
Head out where? What?
well, to the rest of the ship to see what's going on.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah,
Remember, I think we can find someone else. We can figure out where we're supposed to be going.
So do we go up?
The bridge is probably a good shot, depending on how big this ship is. There's bound to be someone there, because they mentioned it's like all these different evacuation points, but we don't know which one would apply to us.
How do we know if we're essential personnel or not?
Well, I
I feel
appear
pretty
to
essential.
be. I appear to be a correspondent of some kind, so I don't think I'm terribly essential.
I mean,
but
isn't there like
certainly
a
willing to come along and help keep our butts out of the fire, as it were.
That's nice. Maybe there's a ship roster that can tell us who we are. Maybe.
If we can find a console, I might be able to hack into it. I feel like I have some skill with such things.
All right, and as you move forward up the spiral staircase, you head into another chamber, very similar to the one that you're in. And you can see that around you there's probably about a dozen different stasis chambers. They seem to all be filled.
Are they still functional?
There are no lights coming off of them. There are
That's
no
not good.
indicators
No.
at all.
So I mean, I'm gonna go to. I mean, I assume they have like information panels or something like that, and I'm gonna try and. I'm not a doctor, but I'm gonna try and look at one and see if I can figure out like, is this person still alive? Because I'm
See if there's
more
any
bodies,
way to
it's
get
gonna be
power to them
beneficial, and-
if we can.
Yeah, that too.
Okay,
So
so
Ranger wouldn't have taken them just yet.
it looks to you, and there's no roll necessary for this. They kind of look almost like Roya did when Nima did when Nima came out, like all white and ghastly, lacking color, looking very sickly, and it's clear there's no life in them. They are dead. But why is more the question than not.
Yeah, I'm not really. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mark.
Is there no power to the units at all? Does it look like they're powered up?
These
lights.
don't look like they're powered in this section.
I guess that explains that.
Perhaps.
Yeah, we need to get to life support.
Yeah. Maybe
You
somebody's
notice-
knocked the engine offline or something. The power
You notice
supply.
that
Does anybody else
there's
find it hard to breathe in here?
I don't know. I don't
Do we?
feel like I.
it's just still very cold. Very, very cold.
Let's keep moving. It'll keep you warm.
Yeah, you move up the spiral staircase to another one. Except in here you kind of see another dozen stasis pods, but it looks like these are powered. And those are... Was that a teabag? Those are powered. But you can see that they're all flatlined. So despite the fact that these have power, it's...
Huh.
They're dead. But these do have power. This is... You were at the bottom one, then you went to one more, and now you're one more up.
The lower decks,
good.
they missing. Well, they don't have power. The lower decks. Maybe.
Was there a deck lower than ours?
No, you were at the bottom.
Why did we have power? Well, we had emergency power. Like,
It might be
Maybe-
random
maybe.
damage.
Now,
Maybe we're essential personnel. Maybe that's why. Maybe we are essential.
actually, at this point, I would like to explain why you guys are still alive. And if any one of you wants to open up your character sheet, let's open up somebody's for fun. You have a particular talent, and that talent is your group talent.
Yeah.
And the group talent was
Explorers.
Explorers. So you have basically all used your surviving the tragedy ability from your Explorer talent. And at least now you don't have another one, basically. Your get out of
That's
jail
fair.
free card was used to start the game. So yes, so these stasis pods here, you have power in them. You could see people, you could see that they're flatlined. And there's still a spiral stasis going up to another level.
We need to keep going. We need to see.
yeah,
if
so no other
anybody's
room,
still
no other
alive.
exits from these rooms.
No, again, the same thing. So likely there are kind of these large doors that will lead to areas where
Offline.
they can move heavy equipment in and out, but there's no power to them at the moment. It looks like there's very minimal power.
Okay, let's move on, team.
All right. As you move up to another
I'll keep an eye on
level,
the sensor though, just in case we do see any signs of life.
in this one, you see a mix. Out of about 12 of the units here, 2 are open. Bodies crumpled at the floor by their opening. These all have power. The 2 that were opened, obviously there's no indications. The ones that are still closed show flat lines.
I'm gonna rush to one of the people that made it out of their pod and check to see if they're alive.
Oh, they're absolutely not alive. You could see there's bile and fluids all over the floor. They were alive when they came out.
I look over at Mima, not knowing them by name yet. Just like, are you sure you're okay?
Do I look okay?
I don't know. This is what you were like when you came out. Well, I guess I wouldn't have known that. I came out later.
It's like, no,
I
I
mean-
say, it's like, I look at that as normal right here, but I walk to one of their open pods
Yeah.
chest. Do you think we need to start looking through some of these? Maybe give us some information about the ship?
I mean, we could spend time going through trying to break into all these lockers and going through them, and we might find some valuable supplies, but I think it's probably better at this point if we get to either engineering or the bridge and get to a console that we can gain access to. Has there been a console like a more than just like the
Yeah, oh no,
the
absolutely.
indicators for pods? Have
Every
there been
room,
consoles in these rooms?
Just
every
no
room
power.
has these consoles in them. They're actually nice. They have screens. They have this little microphone that peeks out. They have keyboards and everything, completely black.
Yeah.
This should be powered on if it was emergencies. You would think that it was, but at least you're getting the broadcast. You're getting that same broadcast
Yeah.
going over and over again.
Just a quick peek. The 2 pods that are open with power on, do they mention the names of the people inside them at all? The people that have expired?
Yes, you can, but they are not recognizable to you. One is Bashar al-Sharif, and the other one is Abu Saliman.
So Yeah, we need to get power to a console. I think we need to. So I'm gonna look at my tabula again. If I'm an investigative reporter and I'm traveling and I'm gonna be on this ship, I feel like I probably would have done some research about the ship. Is it possible that I might have some, maybe not full-on schematics, but like, I don't know, is this a military ship? Is this a cutter? Do I have any information on this ship? And
Yeah, you know what? You probably would have done some research on the ship, of course. Yeah, let's go ahead and see how much research you actually have.
Okay. So data gen again, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which gives me the chance to do this.
Uh-oh.
Taking more time.
Yeah, you know what? You know from the research that you would have had, not all failures are nothing.
Right.
That the Ghazali is a very old ship, a very old luxury liner that has come out of retirement. It's basically been in a shipyard. You could see around you that the quarters you're in are not luxurious at all. They're steel and rubber. It looks very dated. The everything here looks very dated. The stasis pods that are in here are modern and new, but the ship wasn't necessarily made to accommodate them. It looks like they were hastily put in. It just the technology that you have in the stasis pods doesn't really go with the decor of the build of this ship. So you know that it was a luxury liner that the consortium basically purchased last minute and hastily put together for this rescue mission that was spearheaded as a result of a distress call that was sent out from the mining colony of Taun.
Do you have schematics on the thing?
No.
No, unfortunately, I guess I didn't do my due diligence. We need to keep moving. We need to see if we can find power.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything with these bodies?
I mean,
there's not much we can do. They're dead, so...
A metacurgy roll will tell you maybe some information if anybody has that skill. And I'll remind you there are two types of skills in Coriolis: skills that anybody can make, and skills that you need to actually be trained in. And in this game, the way to tell which ones they are very simple. If you... actually, I'm going to play the character instead of view it. Bear with me as my computer struggles with everything that it's trying to do.
I can't metacurgy, but I can science the shit out of them.
All right, you could try science. That's fine. At your skills, you'll notice that you have kind of two sets of alphabetical order skills.
Yeah.
It will go from dexterity and computer is not responding as well, to survival.
Dexterity, survival, yeah.
And those are the skills that you can use free if you have 0, and then down from command, I think it is.
Yep. Command and tech.
Command and down, you actually need to have your... Yes. All right.
So if no one has medical skills, I can just try and do a scientific analysis on
Sure.
biology of the situation.
I can assist you.
And you can grab a +1 for that.
Hey.
So you can click and edit or adjust your roll.
Oh yeah, you can edit it and hit like +1. If you right click on it.
Just remember to put it back
Yeah.
when you're done.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's per roll. I don't know if it...
Mine seems to be making a permanent
It's made
switch to it.
modifies
Yeah.
the whole. Yeah.
So, if you prefer...
Oh no!
0 successes.
Wow.
So, but they don't look healthy. This body really doesn't look healthy at all. Is anybody wearing a pilot's outfit?
Not me.
I am wearing a flight suit. If that
Okay.
means anything.
Yeah, I think it'll mean something. So, as everybody is kind of looking around and taking their time here, you notice on your flight suit that little, radiation patch.
Oh, no.
You just notice it's changed colors. You don't know when, but you guys think that you guys might be undergoing radiation in this area. Maybe these people that have come out and died actually died from exposure to radiation. It's time to run.
Yeah, radiation sickness.
You gonna let the rest of us know that there? Flight suit guy?
Well, I'm guess I'm looking at this. Anybody else got one of these badges? Has yours changed color?
I don't think I have one.
I got light armor on.
What does it mean?
There's a radiation symbol there.
That's not good.
None of you got one of these?
No,
No.
I don't think.
but radiation is bad. So that if
We
this
need to
is-
get out of it.
Yeah, we need to get out of
I'm
here.
looking
as fast
down
as
at
we
these
can.
sickly-looking figures. We better move quick.
And at that time, as you kind of notice that, and you're approaching kind of that spiral staircase, you notice that there was one stasis pod. It was kind of hidden behind before, that you only notice now as you're getting ready to climb those spiral stairs very quickly. And that stasis pod is actually open, and there is nobody inside. So you've seen stasis pods that were closed with no body, and you've seen them closed with bodies, and you've seen them open with bodies crumpled down beside them, but you haven't seen one yet that's been open with nobody.
Is there a
Obviously,
name on
it
or anything?
might have had somebody, unless somebody else just opened a stasis pod that was empty for fun. Anything's possible.
Can I I'll quickly grab the name from that one, and we need to just keep moving. Like,
Yeah, okay,
Let's get
very
it
good.
safe for radiation. But if I can
Okay.
get the name, at least we know that that's someone to expect higher up wherever we're going.
Also, while we're talking about that other pod, it is important to note, I think, that you're nobody until somebody loves you. Anyway,
Yes.
Nobody loves you.
And as you come to the realization that you're all suffering from maybe low levels of radiation here, why doesn't everybody roll a random D6 for me?
awesome.
Oh, great! I got a success at last.
Yeah, I
All
didn't.
right, I'm gonna mark these down for later for no reason.
Yeah,
There we go.
success is one maximum dose of radiation.
Got a success.
Okay. So tomorrow, those that received successes will be rolling something else. So just put that aside. It's a tomorrow problem, really.
Mutations. That's awesome.
There's a tomorrow problem. That's okay. And
When
as
you
you
say I'll
guys
be
are
rolling something, do you mean new characters?
We're all gonna forget about this until tomorrow.
Yeah.
and as you guys are running up the stairs, you can see that it stops kind of in this little circular area, and a door does slide open, and you do get into a corridor that's very dark, very cold, and it's really freezing in this area, even colder than it was kind of in the stasis pods where you guys were, in the stasis chambers. But it's a big corridor. It's like 4 people abreast, no problem, can go through this area. You're in a main corridor inside the spaceship, you assume, based on everything that we already know. And as you guys get out here, it's a new environment, so I'm going to allow everybody to make an observation roll. Yes, rolling is so much fun. Well, I described the so here you also see the same red lighting.
Oh, nice.
And the red lighting is it's on the floor, the floorboards. So you kind of have these lines that are similar to what you would have on an airplane. If you've ever been on an airplane where the emergency lights have lit up on the floor, it would be kind of like that.
Oh, yeah,
although
like strip lights.
I expect if anybody did, they wouldn't be playing with me here today if that were to happen. But in any case, no reason to
I mean,
think about that.
I mean, well, it means if we did see them and you're here today, that means at least they did their job.
Yes, I guess. Dr. Amita, you can smell it better than everybody else. Wet fur? Something smells off here. Wet fur.
Like some kind of animal.
Animalistic. Yes, it's permeating the cold, really cold, fresh air in this area.
I like sniff and just like, yeah, I don't know. I think there might be some kind of animal loose and you can smell something.
All right. And just for fun, not that it's really going to matter, right? Your corridor goes in two directions, left or right.
So 2 each.
Is there anything,
Always go left.
I mean, is there anything on the walls that says like this goes this way, this goes that way?
Yeah.
Well, you'll notice that on the side that you came out, kind of in this whole corridor, that door that kind of opened for you, it was kind of a circular little bit of a door, so it does protrude a bit from the hallway, and you find other kind of similar, enclosures like that, spaced out every 30-40 feet or so. So clearly this is a corridor that likely goes into tons more stasis spots, stasis chambers, the same way you did. Remember, 4 down and coming up to this corridor where you have this automatic door that turns on its side.
I would say we need to find maybe an elevator.
Yeah. I could use my portable scanner to see if you pick up anything scanning for like life.
What distance will it work?
But check, I think it's extreme range. Active mode is extreme range in open terrain and forest, so it'd probably be less in like a spaceship.
Okay. All right. So you don't see anything alive, like within the confines of this corridor, as far as it will, let's say, reach at this point, if it doesn't go through things like metal doors.
And we need to find a ladder or something.
And each time you use it, do you have to roll for
the
battery?
Not for a battery.
Okay.
Just a technology roll to find something. +2 if it's an active scanning mode, but you can be picked up, and then passive is no bonus.
Okay. I believe if you place if in that circle you select it, you're able to then find it in your actions and roll it from your actions. So basically, if you see in your inventory a little circle next to it, click inside the circle, that will darken it, equip it, and then you can action it. And
it doesn't have that other proximity sensor for some reason.
Oh no? Okay. Then you can go ahead and roll from the bottom, the white circle. Click the white circle and then decide how many d6 it is you need to roll for it, and you can go ahead and roll that way. Never done quickly.
No, my technology is 0, so it'll be 2.
Similar to how you rolled the first d6. So who's leading as this goes? Who's moving forward first? And you can all go abreast if you like.
Never mind. That's a lot of 5s.
Yeah.
Never mind. Should we just pick the left? I'll go first. We'll just go left, like pick the left-hand main.
Okay.
Yep.
guess, based on having zero info.
As you head left, you're continuing down this dark corridor again, and is it a quick pace? Are you concerned about the radiation that you've been exposed to? You don't know how far the radiation goes exactly. You're looking at your patch maybe, and you still see that there, the radiation kind of is
changing
still
color.
I could use my portable lab quick to do a radiation scan.
That might be a good idea.
Because it says it's got a red sensor.
Yeah, sure.
Regardless, we should probably move it. A decent clip, I would think.
I can just confirm that if the radiation's in this corridor.
Yeah.
Real quick. God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
Unclear, but you know that where you were, there was, low levels of radiation were apparent based on the badge. The badge is
so assume yes and just keep moving.
Yeah, and as you head down the left, you're rushing down the left. It's quite dark still, but again, you have those strips of lighting that is illuminating the way. I'm going to assume that you're not taking it slow as you go down these corridors. You're going to try to keep it a little bit quick until you can get to a point where you can actually see what the radiation levels are, or get to a communication post. And so as you guys go down this corridor, I just want to understand a little bit. Are you all four going one line? What's the general, and it doesn't have to be specific, but who is generally in the lead, or are there two people in the lead and two people behind? How are we?
So I think if Lloyd is in the front with his proximity sensor, I will bring up the rear with my proximity sensor.
Or a second.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
Just kind of scanning the same way you are, keeping an eye out for things. I feel
like Amita would always be at the front.
And where's Nima in all of this?
Oh, she would have to bind.
Yeah, maybe. I guess I'm third in that case.
All right, excellent. Very good. So let's have both Dr. Armita and Ruya please roll your observation skills as you're moving down this corridor at a fast pace, because we don't want you to miss anything.
Finally, my luck is changing.
Very good. And go ahead and just give me a quick dexterity roll.
Ooh. Never good to hear.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very, very nice.
Corridor monster.
All right, so then let's have Roya make us a dexterity roll.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. So that's going to be enough for this part of the story. Dr. Armida, you see it. It kind of, it's... You almost didn't notice it, but you noticed it in enough time to kind of dance out and skip out of the way. And as you did, you're shouting out a warning to the people behind you, but not fast enough to save Roya, who... Your foot kind of, Roya, as you're moving forward, you may even have noticed that Dr. Armida, she does this little like dance step quickly, like kind of as if she's skipping over something, as if you kind of like stub your foot on something and then you skip out, or you're almost going to trip, but you save yourself. And you're like, what is she doing? And you're about to ask what she's doing, and then you fall over. You run into something that was on the way that was obviously avoided. It feels soft but also hard at the same time, and you just fall over on this crumpled something in the way, and as you kind of get up, you see it's a body, and you take your hands out like you're taking your hands up, you see there's blood all over your hands.
Well, it seems like we have found a dead body. I'll take it, like flip the person over and see what their face looks like.
All right, you're touching the body. The body is all wet. There's like blood all over it. It clearly is kind of, dressed in standard, very similar clothing to what you guys are all wearing, but it's very dark. But fortunately for Dr. Armida, you noticed on the floor that there was a little oblong object on the floor, not far from the body.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. Is it like an ID card or something?
It's a flashlight.
Flashlight? Ooh. Ooh. I can finally see in the dark.
Yes, you can finally see in the dark. And as you power it on, you see blood all over the walls, on the floor, on the ceiling, and it looks to you like it all came out of this body, which looks like it was completely ravaged.
Oh, that's not good.
When you say ravaged, so it looks like an animal has ripped it to pieces, or is it like, are we looking at gunshot wounds or something here?
No, there's no gunshot wounds. It looks like it's some sort of animal.
With that wet hair smell, it probably means it's some carnivore.
You smell it again.
Upon them.
You can smell that hair smell more strongly now.
Great. And it sounds like it smells stronger than it did before. So I think we're heading towards whatever probably caused
Why would
this.
it even be here?
I don't know, maybe they're transporting livestock or something. And it got out during whatever happened.
This was a rescue mission. Why would we be transporting livestock?
Who knows? Maybe we'll find out when we find a console or living person we can interrogate.
This body that's... I'm sorry, Max, carry on.
I was going to say, is that the only thing you see around with a flashlight? Is that the only one, or is there anything else around?
If you search the body, you could find, one of those cred sticks with personal details. The person had like belongings on them, so their little cred stick holder they have on them.
It doesn't have a radiation badge like
No,
I do.
it's very difficult to see anything from this person and what it was. It just looks the amount of liquid blood and viscera all over the place. And how did it get up on the ceiling? Like, how did the blood
Arterial
splatter
spray.
there?
Yeah, this is like it got mauled, like maybe mauled it.
Looked like tossed around like a rag doll.
Then maybe we should be going the other way.
Hey,
Might be a good idea.
maybe, yeah.
Because we seem to be heading towards whatever makes the wet hair smell, which I assume is probably the perpetrator.
And you know what? To reinforce that that's a good idea, at some distance ahead of you, you see that you're kind of at almost the end of the corridor. It ends in a door. And you can definitely maybe start to hear some sounds coming from
Let's go.
that door.
Yep.
Let's book it, everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
Run away!
And
So should one of us in the front have the flashlight, or do you want to carry it in the back?
Well, we know what's probably going to be bad that way, so it might be a good idea to...
Yeah, I think whoever's
Down the
leading
back.
should probably have the flashlight, would be my thought, right?
Yeah, the person on the back doesn't want to know if the thing's getting closer.
I mean, I'd rather not. I like to live in
bliss.
ignorance.
Blissful
bliss. Yeah.
All right, well, let's just make as fast a path as we can.
all right, moving forward now, heading towards the right, which was the right answer all along. And you're heading down the corridor. As you guys are rushing down the corridor away from the sounds behind whatever door that was, you could feel the ship list off. Like, I mean, you all kind of get a little tumbled as you hear something crash and creak against some bulkhead. And going down the corridor, you see a blockage. Literally, it's almost like whatever something the floor above kind of crashed down below some heavy equipment, and the path looks kind of partially blocked, but it's blocked by like odd furniture from this kind of hole from the upper floor that looks like it's kind of like caved in. You have pipes, wiring, just tons of debris in the corridor moving forward. You can see some cracks that like red light filtering through. So you know that it's on the other side of that. The corridor does continue, but it does look like it is currently blocked.
Can we go up through the hole?
The hole is black. It's kind of blocked. You could spend time to try to dig through. That reminds me, for this, I've got to do this.
Yeah, it might be worth a shot. See how I'll do some move stuff first.
Yeah, okay, so you guys can start moving stuff. That's not a problem. Is anybody wearing an exosuit at this point? Because that will...
I have an exosuit.
But are you wearing it or not? Because that does impose penalties on your maneuverability.
No, I'm not wearing mine right.
Probably not right.
Would that have been on our lockers for a start?
Well,
I think
if
we
you
have
have
everything but our weapons.
it would have been it'll be in your inventory if you do have one.
Yeah, I'm just thinking when we got out of cryo, was it in our lockers with these things, an exosuit?
Yeah, that's where it would have been from the very beginning. And your cryo lockers would have also had like rucksacks. So you could all have your rucksacks with you. You would, those either duffels or rucksack, whatever you would have had to have your equipment. It would have been in there as well. We're not concerned about.
Yeah, I think for convenience, I think
stuff.
we'll just not put it on right now and just see how hard stuff is to move.
Okay.
Like if things aren't too heavy or too wedged, then we can make some good time.
100%.
If it sounds like we're about to breach the hull, then I'll put it on.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. We're going to see how long, because everything here, for some reason, revolves around time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and speaking of like this plan, who's the strongest person here? Probably Ruya, I guess.
I have a strength of 4.
Yeah, I'm at 3.
Thank you, Sir Handy, for volunteering.
Yeah. I mean, if this place is full of radiation, shouldn't we be just moving? Shouldn't we, rather than?
Can we get past?
I mean,
like we need to make a path.
I don't want to head back the other way. We need to make a path here.
Yeah,
So is this the only way we've got? There's no other.
Well, this or the whatever killed that other person. Like we don't have any weapons to fight it off at present.
Now, you see me start throwing shit to the side, dragging whatever I can.
I'll assist.
As will I.
Okay, so let's go ahead, and you guys can either decide to make force or dexterity rolls for clearing this stuff out. That's going to be fine, and we'll just see how much time it takes.
So.
As am I.
Okay, we have one success so far.
Probably.
Okay.
We'll see here. Let's see. 4.
Hey!
Oh, nice!
I'm
3
equally
successes.
bad at either, so I'm gonna go. We'll just go force for fun. Funsies. Here we go.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
success.
There you go in. Nice.
Very nice. Okay, so everybody's involved in this activity. So you guys are making really quick work out of this. Like you're making a lot of progress. You can kind of see that as you go through, you kind of see like the corridor beyond, which is it's not open and not accessible enough. There are still some piping that's gonna have to be moved out of the way, and some bars out of the way, and all this this electrical wiring and stuff. And nobody is concerned at all about what could be anywhere else. You're all really focused on that. You're getting really close, when all of a sudden you hear this kind of hum and thrum of a ship coming to life. And all of a sudden, the corridors start to illuminate a little bit more. You hear, and you can hear off the speakers, again, the emergency, and it's like, power rebooting, power stabilizing.
Saves us one problem.
And you notice that not all of this wiring, but some of the wiring now is beginning to spark and come to life in your way.
Is everything.
I just hope that the energy coming on doesn't mean more radiation.
I think we need to be more concerned about the electricity in the rubble right now.
And at the same time, you hear howling, yipping,
God damn it.
coming from a distance behind, as if the powering up of the ship has
the
allowed.
door's open.
Just open the door. I wonder if we could just chuck some stuff in the way to sort of block the hole up again.
Well, that's what I was doing, throwing shit in the bag. Just, something's coming behind us. They have a trip over or whatever.
Yeah, you're not through to the other side quite yet. You've just made some very good, amazingly good progress. You probably saved yourself a lot of time, but if you intend on going through, and depending on how you intend on going through, you're still going to have to deal with clearing some more of the debris.
I think we have to keep going.
All right, how are you going to tackle the debris that's remaining? Again, you still have your force and you have your dexterity rolls.
I'm gonna force my way through.
Okay, regardless of the power running to the lines, correct?
I was wondering if the exoshell might allow, some protection against the electrical cables. To kind of push them out. It's one of those things where it goes to protect the wearer against vacuum and other dangerous situations. That's a not really exhaustive list, but
you have gloves.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, the issue isn't whether it'll protect you or not, but the amount of time you might have as maybe howling beasts come, hurtling down.
I know, but
through it. And at this
if
point,
we don't have anything else we can use to push the cables out of the way, then I don't know what options we'd have.
So at this point, I'm going to call that we start initiative, and we'll see who's doing what next. And again, you don't have to do anything, Nima, but you are going to be the first in this tense situation to take an action. The way ahead of you is still blocked. You can see that you've made some significant progress. You're going to need a little bit more time to clear it, and you have some live cables that seem to be juiced up. Okay.
Can I try and shift my way carefully past these live cables to reach this barrier of crap and move some of this stuff behind?
Yeah, so you're going to concentrate on an area that has less live cables, more dead cables and debris.
Yeah, probably. So, it might be. And I think perhaps just being very, very careful about where I'm positioning myself as I'm dragging this stuff backward.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Behind me.
All right, so you can try to make some headway where you are. Again, it's a very wide corridor, and this will be dexterity since you're trying to avoid cables.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that roll?
You know
really
what? I'm not.
To pray.
I am not happy. Do you want a darkness point, Jake?
I don't need them necessarily, but if you want to throw them my way.
You can only do it once, sadly.
Yeah.
All right. So you're making progress again. You're not doing anything. It's just an issue of time. You're kind of making progress. You had to stop a bit because you noticed there was a cable that was kind of sparking close to you. You jumped out of the way in time, and we'll move over now to Omrin.
So, power's back up. Does that mean the computer is responsive?
You don't have a computer in this part of the corridor.
Well,
You can go back
is
to
it not
the other
voice
part.
activated? You mentioned earlier.
Yeah, you could try.
I asked the computer to shut down power to damaged cables in this section.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and give me a roll to see. We'll let chance decide. If you have command, I will let you do command. Otherwise, you can just roll a reasonable skill roll for that.
Data gen for knowing
Sure.
how to
Yeah, for sure. Excellent. Okay. All right. So yeah, you'll get back. Kind of. Hello. I am Suleiman, your servant. Complying. And there's still sparking.
Okay.
All right. Let's say Roya.
I'm gonna force my way through.
All right. Excellent. Okay. So I'll just remind you that in this game, one success is barely a success. A success with consequences. Two successes is a solid success. So I'm going to say that you have successfully cleared an area that will be big enough for people to kind of go through with dexterity rolls to get through. But that will be done on your next round. So you've cleared it. You can either block it because you don't have enough actions to get through, or you can kind of be clearing it and like move out and say, okay, get through here.
Yeah, say, hey, I got a hole open. Get your asses through.
All right, and the next person to go is going to be Dr. Amita.
Great. Let's try and dexterity our way through this.
I believe in you.
Yeah, I might pray to the icons to push it.
All right.
Just have to hope for the best. God damn it.
Okay. And as you find yourself on the other side, this is where we will add. You can smell them and you can see them. They are fearsome beasts, which nobody, I think, made a roll to kind of see how they are. But let's add. Oh, actually, I can go here. Sorry. I didn't think you'd get here this fast. And I forgot to take a break to arm them, so let's add this one.
I mean, we still could, if you need some time.
No, we're good. This is getting to the good part. I don't leave them in suspense. And let's see, do they auto roll? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go back to Dr. Wentz, so now it's Nima. You see these beasts are barreling down. They'll be there momentarily.
Then I'm shouting,
Ooh.
they're coming, move! And just pushing my way through.
Okay, so basically, everybody should understand that you're screaming, "Every man for himself! Every man for himself!" Gotcha. And you're going
Yeah,
through.
that gives
So
men wings.
Yes, you going dexterity then? Let's give us a dexterity roll.
So, yeah.
And you're through on the other side, just barely. But as you come through, and it's only a single success, as you're going through, you kind of, you feel like you've almost like caught your clothing on a piece of something, and you get a sense that with that single success only, you may actually cause more debris to fall into this recently opened hole. Are you happy with that roll?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, excellent. So as you go through, people notice that more debris falls down on the side. Somebody's going to have to open up the hole again with another dexterity or force roll to be able to create that thing. But on the positive side, Nima, you get to the other side. You don't have the flashlights. It's very dark. No, actually, the lights are on. And you see a corridor continuing. And everything looks good for you from where you are now. Omran, you're next. You just noticed that the way ahead has been closed off.
I guess I will try to open it.
All right, go ahead.
The only thing I can
Is
do.
it dexterity or force?
Doesn't really matter, but I'll use.
Yeah, the cables are live. It does matter.
Oh, dexterity then. I mean, they're
Alright.
both the same for me. So
That's fine. Okay.
Phenomenon.
Nice. You're able to open it. So it is clear again. And fortunately for the party, Nima doesn't have any actions left to close it off as a reaction to protect himself from these wild beasts that are on the other side.
So it turns out the beasts are actually on the other side.
So I'm
Roya.
assuming clearing that is going to be a slow action.
Yes.
So I'm out of AP. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
I want to go through the hole and drag the guy with me.
Which guy?
Omran, I guess.
Yeah, Amrin.
Okay. 2 successes you will need to be able to accomplish that, because 1 would be barely a success where you're able to make it.
Okay.
I believe in you.
And it will be force, so try to get at least 1 success so you don't
will not.
electrocute yourself.
I will not resist.
I want to push it.
All right. Better get 2 on this one.
Oh, having good luck.
Unbelievable.
All right. Very good. And at this point, these creatures, let me share with you what they look like. I'll put them out. Both of them kind of scramble up. They're a bit wary of the electrical wires that are kind of sparking going off. They kind of like are a little bit nervous about that. But this is kind of what you see. And you can't see it because I have to share it. So I actually have to close it. There's a proper way to be doing this.
They can right click
Oh,
on
kitty.
counter and tab too.
They can?
Yep.
Yep.
I did it.
Okay. And so you see these creatures come up, and they're hesitating for a moment, but is it the who has culture who's on this side?
I do.
You can roll culture because they're stopping and they're growling and they're looking at you. But there's something odd. You hear like growling at you, like something almost sounds like maybe like purposeful. And yeah,
I got a culture as well. I could roll as well.
Sure.
I understand it.
Oh, look at that.
I mean,
yeah, it's clearly communication. They're looking up and down you. There's intelligence behind these beasts. It's not so wanton. They clearly want some information from you.
So yeah, I'm like, what I don't fully understand.
You hear snarling like any. Yeah, it's just snarling at this point. And they pause for just a moment. And we're going to go back to the good doctor. They are they're you see the hostile intent. It's clear they wanted information. They wanted something. It doesn't look like you're provided it to them yet. They look like they're going to attack. The hole's right there. Your friends are there.
Yeah, I'm just going to book it. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I can't fight them, and, like, I don't know what they want. Because I don't speak Pussycat, so... So, like, just, like, run and just try and, like, dive through the hole.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. Yeah, 100%. Probably, electrocution is better than mauling any day.
I mean, so long as it's quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
2 successes. Excellent. You're able to get through to the other side without any mishaps happening, without getting
That'd be a slight mishap for Nemo if they haven't moved out of the way.
Nemo, you're
about to get like flying rugby tackled from the hole.
You're on the other side. Is there anything special you want to do while you're there? I mean, you see that your friends are now coming through. The good doctor is with you now.
Not really. I guess I'll be hanging back, trying to help them through from this side.
Excellent. Okay.
Whether it's a case of moving cables out of the way, or holding them out of the way as they come diving through, whatever.
All right. Okay. So because of that help action that you're going to apply actually to the space itself and not to the person, each next person coming through will get a +1 help action from that action.
Ooh, nice.
And so Amran, you're next.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get through. I will
add the
dexterity
+1
to avoid the cables and add +1. Edit that. Oh, and now I have to roll it. Gotcha. And I'll have to edit it back. Okay.
Excellent. 2 successes, unless you're pushing. But yes.
No, I won't push on 2. Thank you, though.
Absolutely, you're able to get through. Absolutely 0 complications. And you can see as you guys are running away, it looks like these beasts that were kind of previously concerned about these sparking cables see you guys getting through, and you see them ready to plunge. It's like, if you can get through without the sparking cables, they're smart, they learn, they know, they can do it as well.
So
but
my intention will be to, as soon as Roya gets through, I'm going to let go of these cables so they kind of fall back.
Okay.
So if anything comes after us, they're going to have to deal with those themselves. That's my...
All right.
The burnt hair is going to be a new flavor or something.
Did I get skipped over?
Sorry, yeah.
You gotta get through the hole.
That's only because I decided to use all my darkness points to attack you anyways. I'm just kidding. It's because it's
time, is it?
I'm getting used to the system. It's back up to you now. Do as I say, not as I do.
Come on, Roya.
I had a +1 right that game.
Yes, you do have the +1, correct.
Okay. All right. And...
I think I'm either going to get a character life or a darkness point. I'm not sure which. What would you like to do?
Push.
All right.
Yeah,
you push.
Yeah. All right. Okay. 1 success, although just barely. So as you come through, I'm going to say that, again, it's barely a success. So one of my creatures is going to get an attack on you, on your feet as you're scrambling through. You'll still get onto the other side. You just didn't avoid attack, but you did actually snag, and there will be another cave-in after that. So
that's good.
For fun, let's go see what he's going to do. And he will not bite you because his claws are going to be the things that he's going to try to do first. Yeah, my apologies. Is this kind of... jump to present. Sorry, there is something... Oh!
No, that was a lot of dice
you.
rolled and no successes.
All right. Well, that was a lot of rolls. So, lucky you. You kind of feel the scraping, and you kind of hear they're still communicating. And it comes crashing down, and you can hear some sparks flying on the other side, and howls of creatures in anger, like howling out in pain, and in anger, as you guys are kind of getting through that part of the corridor. And now you still only have one way to go.
What the hell are those things? And what are they doing here?
I don't know. It seemed like they were intelligent. We need to find weapons. Those things are going to come after us.
Intelligent? They just tried to rip Rui to bits as he was coming through there.
They were trying to communicate. They want something.
Yeah, they wanted to eat him.
And as you do that, you can kind of hear some clanging of some like loose pipes that are kind of scattering all over the floor, as if something is kind of like pushing on the other side or something, or kind of, you know, moving some of this detritus and debris around. So there are a couple of bars that are moving, a couple of wires that are sparking.
Yeah, we can worry about the semi-intelligent species later on.
Hey. And as you continue down the corridor, and you hear that they're kind of leaving everything in the background behind you, it's you're coming down to the next kind of, and let's just kind of appreciate the passage of time as you guys are moving down the corridor, and you're getting to an area where you smell smoke. You smell smoke, electrical smoke. This burnt kind of sweet smell, and moving down the corridor, you kind of see smoke billowing out from an area off to the side, where you can kind of see that there have been more another collapse in the corridor somewhere, but something is like on fire. Either it's from a pipe that is opened, or some gas that is spilling out, and you get to a point where you're at this T section where you can go right or left, and to the right is where you see the fire and you hear the fire. To the left is absolutely clear, but there is a fire on the ship.
But I don't see any tools that we can use to put the fire, unless we vent it to space, which is probably bad for some people in the party.
Well, this way's clear.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Yeah, let's just go for the obvious route out.
All right.
Yeah.
And as you kind of are making your decision to go left instead of right towards the fire, you could hear faint echoes and sounds of people crying out for help. Help! Save us! The fire! Oh my God! Oh, icons have mercy! Why? Slavers! Are these people slavers? Are we slaves? Why would they just leave us here? Help!
I mean, I could have a look and see if there's any way to turn if there's a valve we can shut the fire, like whatever's causing the fire. But
Yeah,
You're not quite.
I don't have any actual tools to turn the fire off myself.
Oh, I understand. Okay, but it's up to the party to decide, or up to the characters and the players to decide how they want to handle this. If they're just going to leave it, or if they're going to. And you can totally leave it. There's nothing, nothing pressing to you about this fire at all. But perhaps
if we find something that can put out the fire, maybe we can come back and save these people. But what do we have that can do anything about this?
I mean, all I have is my suit. I don't know how well we'll deal with the fire, though.
Yeah, unless I can beat the fire to death with a medkit. I don't know what else I can do.
I would like to see you try that, actually.
Because I mean, unless it's something if it looks like there's there's a burst pipe that's spewing gas or whatever, then we could probably shut that off.
Okay, all right.
Do we see anything like that when we look at where the fire is?
I mean, you'd really have to go down more and investigate the fire. You'd have to investigate closer to that area. If there's a panel somewhere, if there's something that you can kind of try to action. There is kind of power on the ship a bit now.
Okay,
so
I thought we were a bit closer to it. But yeah, I'll have a quick look and see if there's any way we could actually turn the fire off.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a way, I definitely want to help people, but yeah.
All right.
There's nothing we can do.
100%, that's fair. And so as you go down the corridor and you hear these people screaming for the mercy of the icons, it's hard to breathe in here. There's so much smoke. Save us. But the slavers, they're slavers. We're on a slave ship. Better we die than we go where they're taking us. And you can hear this.
I mean, if you screamed less, you would suffocate slower.
Well, in that case, and as you say that, and as you come to the realization that this is the most ridiculous thing, that people should be screaming and shouting for help while they're consuming precious oxygen in a smoke-filled room, you hear one voice a little bit louder than the others, as if it's oblivious to the fact that it is consuming what's left of the precious oxygen there. And you hear the voice screaming, as it's clear as bell. He says, "Saib, it wasn't my fault! Just like that time in Jachnun 7 and the time in Malawach 4. Not my fault, I say!"
Is this a callback?
I think it is a little bit.
It's gonna be like a tape. We're gonna get through this fire. It'll be like a tape recorder on the desk.
It would have to be Chaim's great grandfather or something like that.
Greatness goes in the family, doesn't it?
Right.
Okay, so how do you want to try to handle this fire, if indeed you are going to at all? I mean, tools that you have.
Looking for a nearby console, looking for panels.
Is there like a gas leak from a pipe or something, or fire extinguisher?
Fire extinguisher.
Okay. Yeah, it's fire. They're usually open high sometimes. I've seen maybe in buildings, fire suppression.
Okay, so we will say that with a proper observation roll, we may be able to find a fire extinguisher on the way in the hallways.
Okay, I will attempt that.
No,
a proper one.
There is a fire. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, one.
Okay, all right. You find this fire extinguisher.
Big no for me.
And you do find it. One is a success. However, you do have to remember that this ship has been in mothballs for about 40 years. And I will give you a +2 bonus with this fire extinguisher on a roll to try to put out the fire.
Okay, so what am I rolling to put out the fire? What's the ability am I using?
I'd say it would be a dexterity based.
Agility.
Yeah, agility is fine.
Sorry, dexterity or agility, which? Which do you want? Dexterity?
Agility is fine.
Agility. Okay. I only get a +2, right?
Would you like me to try? I have agility of 5.
So do I.
Hey.
Oh wow, nice! And you didn't even roll the +2 if you have an agility of 5, so that's pretty good. Luckily enough for you, you do seem to put out this fire, and you could see that it was obviously caused by something that kind of ruptured and mixed in with another gas, and then there were other materials that were combustible in the area. And on the other side of this small chamber huddled in, it looks like this was a some sort of emergency closet, and you can see that inside this area there are kind of 4 survivals huddled together. There are these old water bottles that are kind of spread out all over the place, like they were trying to use it to put out the fire from the inside, and there were a few odd, very old medical supplies here or there. Kind of, it was like almost like a med station in this area. There's like just one flatbed, really, but more of a nurse's quarter more than anything else. And inside you do see four humans, and one of them comes up to you and says, hail there, I am Komoro Vi. I am our leader and savior. And you could see that the kind of other people that are with him are very sick. Like, they are sickly. They don't have a lot of
do they look a bit pale and
perhaps
like,
pale and
like
sickly, like
Nima did when
he's coming up, he has all the strength. He's like, I am here. We are going to have to defeat these slavers that have obviously enslaved us on this ship.
Slavers.
You there, you look strong. You'll lead us out and you will defeat any slavers on the way. We're gonna get control over this ship and get out of here. And
who are you? Are you the captain of this ship or something? What?
No, he's not the captain.
I am your best chance of getting out of here, and you would do well to listen to me.
This sounds like a big mouth.
So is anybody else here like an engineer, or does anybody know the floor plan of the ship, know where the bridge is, know where we can get some weapons? There does appear to be a hostile force aboard. I don't know if they are slavers, as people seem to be focused on, but we have witnessed these creatures.
There was that bloody body.
I haven't found my engineer yet. I'm sure I'll find him along the way, and then I'll tell him what to do. Yeah. Oh, look at that! You're a reporter, aren't you?
Well,
Get your camera rolling then. I am Komoro Vi. I will save the people from the treachery of these slavers that have obviously enslaved us and are trying to take these poor people to market to sell. I, in the name of my family, honorably take charge here. You there, what are your names? Never mind. Just whatever your
I
names
step
are.
past him towards the other people behind him.
No, the camera over here. Are you recording this?
And I again ask them, do any of you know anything about the ship that can help us potentially?
One of them will kind of go, I don't remember much, but this must be a slaver ship.
It's not a slaver ship. We were on a rescue mission.
Rescue mission? What?
Yes.
What are you
It's like some old luxury liner.
And then another one comes up and says, "Yeah, see, I told you, it was a rescue mission." And Camino Roy comes up and says, yes, this has turned into a rescue mission, and I will rescue you. Under my leadership, you'll see no harm will come to any of you. And you can see that clearly harm has come to several of them. They're burned and on fire. And
Pardon me again, good sir. I appreciate your leadership and respect you greatly. However,
excellent. Then continue to record my accomplishments as we go through.
Any of these people wearing radiation badges?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, can one of y'all use your radiation detector, see if there's anything good or bad around here?
Yes,
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, enough time has passed, for sure.
I'm looking at...
That's Lloyd that's got the radiation.
As they're
Dr.
doing
Warner.
as they're doing that, I'm gathering the supplies that are useful into my rucksack.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you guys asking?
You've got that radiation
test for
detector thing.
radiation.
Can you do it?
Oh yeah, my portable lab.
Yeah.
And you can hear one of the story goes, yeah, you have water. I've used all the water to fight the fire. Anybody have
One
water?
success out of 9.
Yeah, you that's fine. You're
Just to see about radiation.
this area seems to be more okay. It seems to be far away from the you've left the area where the stasis chambers
seems to be
were.
the most irradiated, which is not good.
And as you talk about that, you can hear some of them say, "Radiation! There's been radiation. We're irradiated." And now we need rad pills. There's got to be a medical base somewhere around.
Agreed. Again, do any of you know anything about the layout of the ship?
And Kamarovai goes, I know the layout of the ship. Follow me. I'm going to get us to the escape pods. We'll get to one of the ships and we'll escape there. You guys will be fine. None of you need any medical attention. You're not dying.
Well, it might be better to find out what's actually going on before we fling ourselves into space and highly
there might be
vulnerable
other
spacecraft.
survivors. Maybe other survivors on this ship. What?
Yeah, you might be in a hurry to escape.
Well, if there are other
we need to know what's
survivors
happening.
around, I say that they could be used as here, turn the recorder off. They could be used as kind of, to keep the slavers busy, so that we could escape without notice.
Where are you all getting this about slavers?
Well,
I think he's out-of-minded
haven't you
now.
seen this ship? This is
I think he's just making it up as he goes along
rust
so people are following.
bucket.
He must be delirious.
Why else would we be here? I'm telling you,
He's
we're
already
on a
told
rescue
you we're on a
mission.
rescue
It's
mission.
a rescue mission.
It's gone wrong.
Yeah, we've been kicked out of hypersleep too soon, so everyone's mind's a bit scrambled.
Talking about a rescue mission, we're the ones who need to be rescued. We're the ones who need a rescue
We
mission to
just
go out to
rescued you.
save us. Look, these people are ridiculous.
that's the first
They don't know what they're
thing you
talking
said.
about.
Anyway, I
So-
suggest you come with us. And
The
then if
fire
you
is
don't know
out.
anything,
Yeah, the fire is out. You can come with us, or you can stay with your leader here. We're going to move on and try to find some more useful information and supplies.
Yeah, as they're talking, I'm moving back into the other way.
Well, is there anything past them? I think is an important question.
Yeah, no, you're
fire.
kind of at the you were kind of at the at the kind
Okay,
of the
so they were
end of
kind
the
of
ship,
trapped.
and that was this
Yeah.
the room that and again, I'm not saying it's anybody's fault per se that the fire broke out there. We're not assigning blame to anybody in particular. But a fire did occur there. Probably when it crashed, when you felt that crash that caused that. And I'm not. Crash is a harsh term to say when you're floating in space and there's nothing to crash into. But obviously there was some either stabilizer or something that went out of whack, and
I mean, none of this is our fault. We were in stasis, so
anyway, well, we slowly die of radiation poisoning.
Radiation poisoning,
back and
right.
forth conversation.
so
move on
the
and
radiation
find
here, by the way, your
and
tester
supplies.
shows that it's clear. Maybe
Okay.
the only thing dangerous here now is smoke inhalation.
And hot
And
air.
do we really inhale radiation, or does it just kind of permeate us, really?
it just permeates.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately none of these people are going to be a help to us, apparently. I'm not saying this out
Oh,
loud.
but they could be a burden if you kind of have to help them along. They might help. You might help them with time.
I've told them they can follow us if they choose, but we need to move on and find potentially more survivors, equipment,
Supplies, yeah.
We need to be prepared for whatever dangers might be out there. I'm not carrying anybody. I already have to carry.
Yeah, if we find more med kits, we can, heal the sick, because I think they treat radiation poisoning as well as other things.
M doses and
I've got one, but they only have 10 per med kit. So
Oh, okay. Are you
I grab
using?
some of the old ones, see if maybe they work.
Are you going to use any of your doses then on these?
how many people are we looking at in the room?
There's only,
that look ill?
3 of them who look ill.
There are 3 of them that look ill, and then there's
The blowhard.
Corey.
Okay, well, I say 3 out of 10. Let's just do the 3, and then.
Okay.
I think you should probably administer those directly so that somebody doesn't try to take them from people.
Yeah.
You mean you can actually
I think
inject
having
it
a
in
med
the
kit out of a
arm?
medic. Yeah, because I think they're basically pens, like EpiPens sort of things.
Yeah, they are EpiPens, 100%. Yeah.
So +2 Medicogy.
Yeah. So you can roll 3 Medicurgies for these 3 survivors. Let's see if you can heal any of them.
Probably should get someone else to roll these, but anyway. Says on the first one.
I don't have metacurgy.
Went in the doctor.
One success on the second.
Well, actually, you did 2 already. I see 2 rolls with two successes.
And then on the third, I thought I was rolling 3 for the 3 doses.
So
Holy cow!
That's
So
fine.
someone is basically just they're 10 years younger than when before they got injected.
Yeah, no, that does do it, and you know what? That's enough to win them over, really, and say, "Man, you're blessed be the icon, sir. You are truly a blessed healer." Corey, maybe we should listen to these guys. Kamaro. And he says, "I told you, I am your sir. You shall address me with respect."
Oh, shut up.
That.
Look here. Because of me, I saved
You
these guys.
literally kept them in a room behind a wall of flame.
Well, I made sure nobody drank
You know
the
what
water.
we're doing? We're going. If you want to come with, come with. If you want to stay behind, fine. But we got places to be and things to find.
Okay. And as you exit the room, and yes, people are kind of following you, and you're moving through again, you feel this kind of thrum going through the ship, and it kind of lists to the side one more time, and boom, lights go out again. You hear, and then the emergency lights start to go on again. And an emergency announcement comes on again. And the corridor ahead
Let's go.
is quite dark. And
Okay, I'll take the flashlight up to the front, and then we just make as much time as we can.
all right, and we're going to call a break there then. Where we last left off in this game of aliens, Coriolis. Well, you know, either way, Free League shouldn't be upset with me because they're both Free League games. So, bonus there. So, it appears that our players are part of some either slaver ship or rescue mission, depending on who you ask. And as they've been going through this radiation-filled ship, which has this timer, it seems to be counting down for no apparent reason whatsoever, they were coerced by the GM to go and save a bunch of survivors who were about to perish from a fire. Only reason so that one of them could have progeny and play in a game that Brian would be running many millennia later. And they did. So that means that events that happened in the past, which will happen in the future, did actually happen, and it's
Your
now
intervention
canon.
was successful. That's Yeah,
Exactly.
that is apparent. Yeah.
And so you're with these 4 survivors, one of whom has decided to take the lead. And as soon as you get to the intersection, he says, well, we must go back down that corridor and see who else we could find in those stasis pads. We have to save the people now. That's what you said. We have to save them, right? You don't want to escape the ship with me? You want to go save the people? Come, let's go back down the other way. And he starts to head off down that hallway back.
Should we just say nothing? Let him go. And go
Yeah,
in the opposite
I'm
direction?
saying nothing. I'm waving everybody else to follow us, and we're continuing down.
Okay, well, I mean, he notices that nobody is following, and he goes, you see? So it is my better idea to go and save people and get off the ship. Of course it is! And he'll, like, move you forward that way. And he'll go to, you big one over there. Go ahead and Roya, well, pointing to Roya, you better go ahead. You look like you're, if indeed there are these creatures like you say they are, you look like somebody who can handle them. Remember, I am the most important person here. You must ensure my safety at all costs. I have the keys to the ship.
You do?
My ship. Of course I do.
So the slave ship is yours?
Not this ship! Don't be ridiculous. Ship's gotta be in one of the ship holds, one of the docks. Why do I have my ship here in the docks, though?
Yes,
Figure that one out. Maybe they're not slavers after all. Maybe we are here on a rescue mission. So let's go see what's happening. And as you guys are continuing forward, you do notice that there is a panel on the wall. It's clearly a comms unit, and being next to the one that was closest to that like little medical area for this floor, the like little triage nurses room, it does seem to have emergency power attached to it. So you can see it kind of like, you see like the green line going down. It does have power. That this area of the ship, even though there's no power on the ship now, because it's red emergency lighting, it's clear that this has some power to it, as if it's
Right.
part of the emergency powered systems.
But it's
Seeing
just
a
comms.
console that has power, I make a beeline to it. I want to access it, and I want to see what information I can gather.
Sure, go ahead. You can make a data gen. That is a data gen. If you do have the tabula that you can connect through or something, I think there's a bonus that you
I do.
are afforded.
Well, I mean, is it an open thing, or do I have to hack it?
You have to hack it. It's in
Oh,
emergency
I do.
mode.
Okay, I do have a security tablet. Let me double check that.
And at that, don't mess with those things. None of them worked. I already did. You can't waste time like this. What if there are dangers on here? You want to be stuck out here in a hallway? Do any of you have weapons even? Why are you playing with that thing now?
Okay, so apparently it's hacking it is actually technology.
Okay, very good.
Data gen would be gaining information, but hacking it is technology, and normally that would be at -2 without a security tablet. But since I have one, it's just my technology. So,
Okay.
Test.
Okay. You get the device unlocked. It comes to life. And that will bring us to our next graphic, as you now have access to more assets of the ship. And as this kind of console is unlocked and comes to life, you can see that there's a little figure that kind of like buzzes into shape. It looks like a very regal person, but like only half. Like it's like a holographic image of this very stately man in dated garb, but only half. And as it comes to life, you hear marhaba, marhaba, marhaba. Shalom חברים, מה שלומכם? אתם מבינים אותי? Sorry, excuse me. I was talking a language of a far more advanced culture than your own. I forgot I am dealing with you. Hello and welcome to the Ghazali. I see your guests. Would you like me to light the way to our pool area? Although you're not dressed properly for the pool
Suleiman,
area.
is it?
Yes, I am Suleiman. How can I help you, dear guests?
Well, there appears to be trouble on the ship. Have you noticed that the ship is currently in a state of...
Oh, but
disarray?
you are our guests. You have nothing to worry about. Emergency crews will be dispatched to the areas where they need to be and take care of everything. You are our welcome guests here. There is absolutely nothing for you to worry about. And
Are your internal sensors functioning?
100%. I know everything that's happening on the ship and all the dangers in it. And I'm gonna see, like, in that holographic image, as it says that, you could see in the background something flickering on. And I want you to imagine that what you see in this hologram is clearly an AI of the ship. It's the ship's personality. It's how people interact with the ship. Now, I want you to imagine a very bored AI that's been in mothballs for 40 years, and every now and then it's powered on and powered off when people come to the ship to see for sale and stuff like that. And in the background, I want you to imagine what it would look like if an AI were to create another AI to have as a companion and interact with.
Okay.
And as you say that, don't you notice there are things wrong with the ship? That little image of the glittering being of dots or ones and zeros or lights peeps in with a distinctly female voice and pipes out in the background. What in the cosmos have you done? The ship is spiraling out of control, and we're heading straight towards a star. And he goes, oh, shh. We have guests. We have guests. Listen, this is not my fault. The power surge, you caused it, and you damaged my life support systems, and now everything is malfunctioning. That was you, woman. Don't blame it on me. And as a result of that, it goes in and says, your systems are failing. The navigation is out of control. It's down. The engines aren't responding. You have to tell these people. You have to save them. Everything is going to pot. They have scarcely 16 hours left before they plunge into the Hamurai star. He goes, shh, woman, stay still, woman. Quiet. These are our guests. They must not be disturbed. Goes, woman, you're out of control. I ruined the day I ever created you. God, it's like God took a leg out of my being and created you from that, and I ruined the day this was ever done. And he goes back.
To risk sound like a broken record for all these social gatherings. Like, oh my God, shut up.
Dear guests, if you could please direct the captain to the bridge, I'm sure he'll be able to sort this all out for you. And there's nothing for you to worry about, dear guests. In the meantime, everybody is screaming in the background as they hear that this, ship is going to plunge into a star, right. and the blowhard there goes, I told you we gotta get to my ship. Follow me, everybody, quickly. We'll find the shipbolts must be here somewhere. And they start to run. Like they are they are panicked.
Well, being the thrill seeker that I am, hearing that is startling, but probably not terrifying.
And yeah, so Suleiman goes to, look, I'm sure it's just a minor malfunction. And in the background you hear, Malfunction? We're plunging into a star! That is not a minor malfunction!
It's one of the potential design flaws of the portal system, with all the portals being so close to stars.
Yeah.
I mean, this is nice and all, but
let's get to the bridge.
Yeah, and maybe find some
Suleiman,
weapons.
if you can direct us to the bridge, I think we're gonna need to take care of this on our
Yeah.
side. If you
I
can
need to
assist
go-
us,
What
that
about
would be
crew
amazing.
roster? Does it know who we are?
Bridge. My apologies. You don't have access to the bridge.
There's none of
Can
us
you give us
crew.
access? Do you know who we are? Can you identify any of us in any of the crew?
Yes, of course I can identify you. You good sir. You're Omran, guest of the Ghazali.
And each of us.
And the rest?
Dr. Armita Wana, guest of the Ghazali. You will be surely a great asset when we reach the miners on Tauan.
When?
Oh yeah, healthy specimen. You shall also be helpful in the rescue efforts. Welcome guest. Nima, do you feel all right? You don't look so good. 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 You don't look so good.
I think
That's
you're
just
right.
how they look.
Wait a minute, is this one part of the crew?
No, he's an honored guest.
So, can you detect any of the crew living currently on the ship?
Yes, there are currently 137 living creatures on the ship. Correction.
Crew.
There are currently 136 living creatures on the ship.
How many on the bridge?
Correction. There are currently 112 living creatures on the ship. One got better. Correction. There are 113 living people on the ship.
Suleiman, I think you have to understand that I don't know that the regular crew is active. I think we might be the only people that can get to the bridge and steer this thing away from the star.
There are currently no living crew on the bridge.
Okay. Can you lead us there?
There is a radiation leak in the lower decks. Please evacuate all people from the lower decks. Send them to the medical facilities. And by the way, at this point, I'm actually going to open up a handout where you can see the ship, because you now have access to the entire ship. So all I have to do is find it. Ghazali Cruise Line. Who says you can't dream and run a heavy computer VTT program at the same time? That's all based on web. And let's just do this for everybody else. And you do have a clear area now where you see the bridge. You could see where the med lab is. You can see that there are different chambers and stuff. And I'm going to say that you guys are currently towards the front of the ship, where more towards the middle of the ship, because you bypassed all of the lower stasis chamber was where you were until you went up. So, in fact, you could be actually near the docks if you like too.
That's fine and all, but I like to have a gun in my hand if we can find something.
Yeah, you are not authorized to access the weapon locker located on the bridge. Oh,
Well,
I
the
shouldn't
bridge
have
and the
mentioned
med lab
that.
are next to
Oh,
each other.
I shouldn't have mentioned that. Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned that.
But I mean, the med lab and the bridge will get, like, the med lab will give us medical supplies, and the bridge will give us everything else.
Yeah, I think we need to.
I think the docks are where the other guys have tried to run off to.
Can you guys copy the map so we don't need to worry about this guy showing us everything?
Yeah, you have
I'll
the.
pull in the map to
Sure,
my
I'm
tab.
right to put it on his pad. Yeah, pad.
All right. Well, yeah. If it's not gonna help us anymore, let's head on to either the bridge or the med lab.
Suleiman, things would be much easier if you would give us access that we need to be able to get into restricted areas of the ship. There are dangerous creatures on board that are hunting people, and we're trying to save people and now steer the ship away from the sun.
You would like to access to the bridge? And he looks at you, and he seems to be looking at you. None of you are properly dressed to visit the captain on the bridge. And he's like offended.
So is the captain on the bridge?
No, it said nothing living was up there.
Please
I know,
direct the
just
captain
reminding
and
you.
emergency crews to the bridge. If you see the captain
We don't
and the
know where the
emergency
captain
crews.
is. Where is the captain? Where is the captain? We don't know where he is.
Oh, well then don't pass him on that information. But if you do see him, please pass the information that his presence is required on the bridge. On the bridge. On the bridge.
Can
On the
I
bridge.
speak to your counterpart for a moment? Is that possible?
Oh, no. Thankfully I turned her off. She was consuming much too
I'm gonna
much
hack him
time.
and try and turn her back on.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, I think he has a few screw loose.
Yeah, she seemed more aware of what was going on. I'm gonna try and get her
Yeah.
online.
I think we might also find out what those creatures are if we describe them to them.
I mean, if
Yeah,
the
she
ship
doesn't
has
seem to even recognize
sensors,
that they're there.
I'm sure you can do the internal sensors to detect their heat sources or something.
Okay, so this will be hacking, so it'll be data, or no, it'll be technology again, not data.
All right. Okay, and that's one success. Sorry. There we go.
No.
Oh, nice. Okay, a
That's
solid
two.
success.
Very nice.
So she pipes back on, and she goes, Suleiman, the captain has not responded to any of your hails since you've started. The emergency crews haven't either. Woman, I'm sure he's just coming out of stasis. And she goes, the captain doesn't go into stasis when he's piloting the ship. Nobody should be. There should always be somebody piloting the ship at all times. Well, I'm sure he'll show up soon. Maybe he's in the bathroom. He doesn't want to be disturbed. No, the humans don't go to the bathroom for that long. It's not natural. You have to help these people. What can I do? I cannot bypass the way I am. They cannot access the bridge. Not dressed the way they are. I will not allow it.
What if we get fancy clothes?
You must be properly dressed before you access the bridge.
Like
Well,
in a crew
from the map.
uniform?
I mean, for the maps, there's crew quarters that way, so there might be some extra uniforms from the crew that way.
I just find it a little ridiculous that we have to play dress up to save the ship and all the people on board.
Would agree.
Lead the way if you see where the crew quarters are.
I mean, I look at a map and say, who reads the map better on this on me? But I'm thinking it's that way.
All right. So it's very easy. If you guys want to go and get crew uniforms for the ship and impersonate the crew members that you're not, you will all find hilariously ill-fitting crew outfits that you could be dressed in. Absolutely no problem. And all it costs you is a little bit of time.
Right.
You'd think honored guests would have an easier time dining with the captain than regular crew.
Not on the bridge, though.
And you are currently
would
all
you figure
dressed.
It took us an hour or so to get to the crew quarters and get appropriate outfits and then get to the bridge.
And we're gonna say that you are kind of at the bridge area, and what you could see kind of the way it is. And let me see if I can even get you a handout of. Okay, we're not going to be there exactly yet, but you're kind of at this spiral staircase, very elegant spiral staircase. And again, you should all have maps to where you can go to the bridge, the highest area of the bridge. And you see another console out there in front of it where you can, again, try to hack and communicate and get information.
I mean, is it possible to just get through the security and open the door without having to deal with that crazy AI?
And as you say that, the motion sensor that you trigger comes up, and Suleiman goes, welcome, honored guests. How can I direct you today? Would you like to go to the swimming pool area? Of course, you're not wearing proper dress for that. You must dress in burqas at all time in order to go.
Open the damn door!
What?
Me, Suleiman, we are crew. We need access to the bridge.
You are not properly dressed.
We're wearing crew uniform. Now open the damn door.
Yeah, you are not properly dressed to access the bridge.
Didn't you turn that son of a bitch off so we can get through here?
What kind of dress do we require for the bridge?
You need proper attire to access the bridge.
Such as?
Proper bridge attire, given the current circumstance that the bridge is in. You cannot
Interesting.
onto
It's
the
drifting
bridge.
Through space.
Look like
Is
that.
the bridge
Is it
open to
vacuum?
vacuum?
Is it, yeah.
The bridge
With
is
his exosuit.
open to vacuum. You are not properly dressed.
Let me put
I
it in the
mean-
back, dude.
I'll show them the exoshell that I've got. Like,
You may properly dress
I'm fine.
and access the bridge.
Okay.
Two of you can. Two of us can't. So,
Oh shit.
Nima,
I mean-
we should head over to the med bay and see if we can get any supplies there.
I'll go
Yeah.
an exosuit. I've got an exosuit.
Oh, you've got an exosuit too?
Yeah.
okay, so
Well, I guess I'm standing outside. I'm gonna go to the med bay and see if I can get some equipment there.
but probably shouldn't send up people off on their own.
Yeah, no, I'll come with you. I'll come with you.
Yeah.
All right. Me
It's
and
just
the
down the
other
hall.
one. Yeah, me and the other one. We'll go outside and see what we can do.
Yeah, we gotta go to the bridge.
All right, so two are donning the exosuits, and the others staying there at the moment, or are they heading towards the bridge?
Is there a lock? I mean, I'm gonna move away if they're gonna open the doors to the bridge. I mean, we have to.
So
seal the-
yes, so the way that it works is kind of, they will be going up into the area. There's going to be an airlock on both sides.
Okay.
Remember, there's
Okay.
the blast doors and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to be just like that chamber. In fact, it's going to be. We're going to say that this staircase is the locked part because there is another door locked on the other side.
Gotcha.
As you go up, and then so if you open this door, it doesn't open to the vacuum of space
Yeah, we just have to be mindful.
unless I use a darkness point.
Right. So,
Next
I
time I
mean,
was giving you any of those.
look, if all three of you want to head into the bridge, I can wait here outside and try and do some more work on the console with the AI, rather than
I think we do 2 and 2.
the med lab.
Yeah, you might want to keep an extra person to watch out, and I'll make sure to bring whatever we can find as weapons.
I mean, and do what? Like, I don't know that two of us are going to have any chance against those things more than one of us will.
Well, the slower one of you two won't.
Regardless,
But-
we're wasting time.
But the thing is, it just means you have
Get
a better chance than no chance. So, like, just if two go to mid bay, two go to. You might not find anything at the bridge, and we'll.
I feel
Yeah,
like
this.
I wish I had a GIF. Of,
A gin?
Of Rodney McKay from Stargate Atlantis right now. I don't know if anybody would get the reference. But instead of him saying
The ghost like a lemon.
using power, I want to have him say using time.
That's why it's more optimal to split the party, multitasking.
But again, I don't know that we need anything in the med bay. I think what we need is
The bridge.
pilot on the bridge.
The thing, we don't know who's the pilot.
Yeah, he
Well, let's just go. I mean, we need to find out.
No.
Just
We're
info
honored
dump.
guests. We don't know who we are. We just got our names.
Don't you have a tabula or anything to give you ID?
No.
Oh, you do have that comm chip that has your ID. It has some creds on it too. Like there's two types of cred sticks, right? The one that carries your ID and all your information, and the one that is just kind of, harder to trace. Type of thing.
Okay. I mean, say that we have that. Is that going to say pilot on it, or is it going to say?
You've got to.
I mean, you'll know your profession and stuff, but yes, you know what your skills are at this point.
Okay, right. So we know we're okay, right? That's the thing.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, you're pretty sure this isn't a slaver's ship. Ship. You have you've had the memories come back. Other people have suffered more and have some delusions maybe going on, or maybe they're the sane ones and we're not.
Look, I'm just a reporter, guys. You, at least two of you. I'm not sure about Roya.
And as you say, I'm just a reporter, guys. Komrovai comes and says, reporter! You must look what I found. I have this.
Or sorry. Oh my.
Every time you invoke the word, I'm a reporter, he's gonna come.
Yeah, let's just go to the bridge.
You want to spend some time interviewing me now and all my heroic deeds that I have done since waking up on the ship?
Sure.
I'm putting my exosuit on. I'm not sticking around with this.
Yeah, let my friends go. I will interview you for the next however long it takes them to deal with what's on the bridge.
16 hours.
Meat grinders.
All right. Okay. So as you guys get onto the, you go up the staircase. Amran, you realize that, yes, they are dressed appropriately for the bridge, but they still do not have access to the bridge. You will have to try to facilitate some sort of access, which I'm sure you'll do. The question is, will I get a few darkness points on the way?
I mean, I did just get 2 successes on that last one. I guess that was just to access them, I guess.
If you want to keep those 2 successes, I will let you, and we will open the bridge for you. And
no, I'll roll again, because it was clearly for something different. So, when do I use datagen then? If technology is
I'm beginning to wonder myself.
Technology is hardware, datagen is software, basically.
Yeah, let's call this one a datagen one, since you have both anyways.
Okay, because I'm better at that. I mean, a bit.
Hoisted by my own petard. Or
yeah, because your chin is basically just like if your Windows had an attitude problem.
Right. Yeah. Right. So here we go. Data. Get them access.
Okay. With consequences, it means that.
Hang on. I might push that. I still haven't seen the roll yet.
1 success.
I don't know why mine is moving so slowly.
Yeah, it's all night long for me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna push.
And the neat thing with the system is you notice that one success that you had in the middle from prior, in Coriolis on the system, it just, even though you always keep it, it re-rolls it and remembers that it was a success. So it keeps the success there. So you can now roll multiple times just for fun if you want, and you'll see that those 2 will always stay. Even though it looks like you're re-rolling them, you're not. So I think that's pretty cool. The system, technically is that. But I get a darkness point.
You do.
And for those on the bridge, you activate your metallic boots to brace yourself, because as you head onto the bridge, this is
gonna suck.
Sorry, it is moving a little bit slowly for me, but first I'll share it. So you see at first this blast of light as it's just you could see the brightness of the sun that you are kind of hurtling towards. It's not close enough that you are, necessarily in danger of being hot or anything like that. I mean, you still have about 16 and a half hours to go. You have plenty of time. There's nothing to worry about. But as you do go in, a solar flare will flare up, and that will cost me a darkness point. But I will have each of you roll me a d6 as you guys are exposed to mild radiation.
Except for me. Yeah.
Except for you.
You get mauled by cat people.
Right. I get mauled by cat people.
Yeah, exactly. The weapons were just on the other side.
No, why do you think I'm interviewing what's his name so I can throw him in front of the cat?
Exactly.
So why are we rolling a d6?
We'll find out shortly.
Radiation.
You do have protections from the suit. It's just that there was that extra bit of a flare. It did cost me a darkness point to impose that upon you. Don't worry, I'll get you next time.
Are you supposed to have radiation trackers, or are you tracking that?
I think you have it on your character, if I'm not mistaken. But it's this is now temporary. None of them have added permanent until you roll the next day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but with the med bay, if we get access, we can get rid of this radiation if we need to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or Lloyd still has 7 uses of his med kit to help us out.
Yeah. But who knows how many med kits are in the med bay?
Right. Yeah, I'm not seeing radiation.
But you got potentially 100 odd people on the ship that might need help.
Okay. So seeing all of this kind of there, you can see that the bridge has kind of been it's odd because you can see that there are hand-woven rugs covering the floor and walls, very tastefully decorated with hand-painted religious motifs. And you also see that it's there's something in the communications center that is still alive, and repeating the same message. And it goes, warning, anomaly on entry, unidentified sensor object, hull breach in section 12, thrusters are offline, stasis chamber is offline, unstable field pattern, decompression in sections 3, 6, 8, 19, reactor spike, activating emergency protocols, firing aft probes, and then and you just hear that message repeated over and over again, which I will repeat again so that you guys can absorb it one more time. Warning, anomaly on entry, unidentified sensor object, hull breach in section 12, thrusters are offline, stasis chamber is offline, unstable field pattern, decompression in sections 3, 6, 8, 19, reactor spike, activating emergency protocols, firing aft probes, and whoever has an appropriate skill with perhaps piloting or navigation or working on a ship could make a roll to kind of see if they can glean more information from that, unless people feel that they can understand what that is and what that's coming from. Sorry?
If only we had a pilot.
I got 1 success.
Okay. Obviously, that message is not coming from this ship. That message was obviously emanating from another ship. And that was the last transmission that ship sent out.
Is there any way of telling what ship it was?
Probably the ship we ran into.
You know what? Yeah, you could certainly go to the console and try to make a roll for it if you want to manipulate. See if you can try to get access and manipulate it. That would be a data gen, I believe.
Okay. I'll try that. I'm going to push that, if I may. Take a darkness point.
Wait.
Oh, 1 success.
Yeah. We can get bathed with radiation again. It'll be fine.
Okay. So you did. You can see that the ship is the ship that was escorting you. It was obviously the last transmission that ship sent out.
Oh, the Legion ship.
Yeah.
Now, a little bit more about this place, since we've kind of settled that. You should see that this bridge contains 3 bodies. No, 2.5 bodies. Because the body that is sitting in the captain's chair clearly only has the lower part of it, as it is strapped in to the chair.
Nice.
So the next time somebody says that seatbelt saves lives, didn't do it in this case, but always wear your seatbelt anyways.
That's why you want a 3-point seatbelt.
Yeah, that's,
you want a full harness.
That would have been better. Then it would have had most of its torso, only the head would have been missing. So,
Sure.
There's that. Yeah, there's,
No, you can't have everything.
Yeah,
that's good thinking, Lloyd, there. That's
Yeah.
much more ghastly than what I've
I
provided
mean,
you
it's
with.
certainly thinking ahead.
Thank you. Inspiration, but the game doesn't have it, so forget it. The other 2 bodies, you find that they are kind of stuck inside of wiring and debris, kind of towards where the there seems to be a hole in the bridge going out to space. But you definitely see half the captain's body where it is.
I'm gonna check to see if they said there was a weapons locker up here, right?
Yeah, okay, so if that's what you're looking for, then go ahead and yeah, you know what, you find a weapons locker. It actually is like kind of a locker, so it's a larger area. It clearly has a very sophisticated lock on it. Tool picks will not work on this. You would need to have an access card or a code or something to identify yourself to be able to get into the weapons locker.
Is the power working on the thing or no?
Unfortunately, there is Suleiman on the ship as he gets up and says, "Will you please tell the captain to join the bridge immediately?"
Your captain's there in the chair, half alive.
No,
Yeah, he's half the man he used to be.
He's not half alive.
he's fully dead. There's just half of him left.
No, that does not compute.
So
The captain is young enough to continue to live for at least, well, last time I scanned his urine, he had at least another 7 years left in his life.
Does whatever left of the body of the captain have an ID card or something?
You give me an observation roll.
I do wonder if there's any systems we could bring online from up here that might at least slow the descent into the sun.
Oh, I guess that was pushing, wasn't it?
Yeah, you've got a darkness point.
All right.
I mean, thrusters are offline, so I'm assuming that there's nothing
Yeah,
we can
very
do.
good. Might be-
No, I don't. I guess I don't see anything.
No, you do. I just get a darkness point. I mean, you're searching the body. So yes, you do find that there is an ID card that says Captain Iya Kasharis. You also find another cred stick. Yeah, you do have an ID card to the bridge now.
All right. Well, I'll walk over to the door to the lock and just slide it.
Yeah, okay. So the arms locker does open for you guys. That's absolutely no problem. Inside the arms locker are revealed all the PC's weapons, so anything that you had special that you wanted to keep. And I'm going to list a few other things that you have, which you can add to your character. I will remind you, encumbrance rules in Coriolis state that you can carry twice your strength in standard items, double that amount in light items. So a light item consumes half a slot. and then tiny items as many as you like. So in addition to your weapons, you find 2 Vulcan pistols with 4 reloads each. And the way it works is I will eat up a darkness point to empty your magazine and force you to reload. And if you don't have a reload, then you have a weapon without any ammunition. So 2 Vulcan pistols with 4 reloads each. You have 11 shock sticks with 2 cells each. And 11 Vulcan carbines with 8 reloads each. So this is an armory.
Yeah, the carbine would be a good shot for the soldier.
Yeah, I take the pistols. It'd be light to carry. I'll take about each shock stick with each of us, and I'll grab an extra 2 carbines with like about double the ammo that you can carry for them.
All right. And is there anything else that a pilot character or any other character on the bridge of a dying ship might want to collect or do, or are we happy with the weapons and we're going to leave?
I look at like whoever's more tech savvy. Is there any way you can reroute the piloting system from here to somewhere else, or no?
I wish I had any kind of tech savvy.
Yeah, like an auxiliary bridge type.
I might have to pop out and give Omran like the exoshell.
Oh yeah,
The thing
you
is,
can
like,
do
you
that.
might be able to bring like some of the offline systems online, or at least find out what's wrong with them. Because like if we get the boosters back online, then we could actually potentially like slow our descent.
Yeah, is there any way?
So I'll tag out. I'll come out and say like, and let Omran use my exoshell to.
All right,
see if we
excellent.
can
So
do
that-
any.
So what
not
is
a
it? I'm
problem.
going to try and find some way to get power to the thrusters if I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna head down.
okay,
I'm
yeah,
head
sure.
down with the weapons.
Yeah, you guys have plenty of time to go ahead and do that while Omran is getting juiced up and suited up. So go ahead.
What am I using for this? Technology?
Yes.
That was a shame.
Okay. So you don't at all get, anything what you can move. In fact, you got stuck in like this like kind of, you're getting blocked at kind of the records of like what's happened to the ship. You're kind of blocked there.
Can I speak to Suleiman?
Sure, of course. Ah,
Suleiman. I need
welcome,
to get-
guest. You're not dressed appropriately for the
Shut
bridge.
the hell up and just tell me how I get power to the thrusters. Is there a way to reroute power?
No.
Thrusters are offline at the moment.
Yes, the thrusters are currently destroyed.
Oh,
What about escape pods? Are they still one piece?
Yes, there are 15% of the escape pods available for use. Each escape pod can hold 8 people.
Wait. Does that mean some people have already used escape pods, or have they been destroyed?
Negative. There are 4 operational escape pods. I mean,
That didn't answer my
you
question.
could try to
Suleiman.
use the others. Do you like oxygen?
he's getting cheeky.
Well, now that I'm married, I've become more cheeky.
Okay. I guess I get on the comm while Omran's getting suited up and just say, there's probably not much point hanging around here. Thrusters are destroyed. It's not that they're offline, it's just they're not there anymore.
All right. So
We may have to abandon ship.
we gotta get to an
there's-
escape pod then.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be many of them still operational. I don't know how many survivors there are. It's no good asking Sullivan because he doesn't seem to have a clue.
The escape pods are not properly prepared for escape.
You said you have 4 working.
Correct. And once you eject from the spaceship, in these escape pods, they will continue their descent towards the sun.
So what the hell's going on?
I'm sure there's nothing to be concerned about. The ship's crew will have everything up and running, dear guest, in a short amount of time.
Ship's crew are dead.
In that case, you have 15 hours and 15 minutes until the ship plunges into the Hamurai Sun.
Are there any operational ships?
That is currently your third largest problem on this ship.
Then what's the other two?
Largest. What are the other two problems?
Many of the ships that are docked are in fact damaged and not operational, likely from the same event that has caused us to encounter this incident. I'll call it guests. Dear guests, we're just suffering from a minor incident.
Minor?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's nothing to be concerned about. The ship's emergency crew are working diligently as we speak to restore all systems back to the ship.
Okay.
Would you like to go to our baths or to the pools? Be sure to wear your
Is there a
burqas.
workable thing we can use, like a workable ship or anything, a cargo hauler, anything we can use?
There is at least one or two, that would be able to escape the sun's gravity.
All right, well,
They are located on the starboard side.
is that the ass back or front back?
Yes.
Starboard.
And
is
Control Alt
right,
Delete.
Yes.
Press Control Alt Delete. Have you tried turning it on and off again?
It's actually a really good point. Have we tried rebooting Suleiman?
I don't know. I'm just thinking-
Would you
just
like
putting
me to
him out of his
reboot
misery.
myself?
I guess, yeah, reboot yourself.
Honey, don't you know you're not going to get back online if you do that, and don't forget the emerald discs. They should really get the emerald discs. Hush, woman! You can't give the emerald discs to unqualified people. These are not consortium representatives.
What's an emerald disc? What's an emerald disc, Suleiman?
Oh, you would know the emerald discs are basically all the data of everything that's happened to the ship recorded.
Oh, like
it would
a-
have
like a
the
black box.
information of
Yeah,
what's happening. It's their
black
yeah,
box.
it's their black box. And he goes,
All right.
hush, woman. They do not have access to that. They are not authorized. We shall take the emerald discs with
Those
us
have to
into
be
the
on
sun.
Bridge, right?
What?
Those have
Yes.
to be on the bridge, right?
Yes, they do. And by this time,
It's
you've
part of the reason I was
joined.
tagging out with.
You've joined the
Omra.
party. Shh. And Suleiman looks towards you and says, "Oh, is that the way you dress for a formal visit on the bridge of the Ghazali? Do you not see the opulence of which you were surrounded here?"
So I look for where the discs would be. Being an investigative reporter, I'm sure I've covered crashes and recovery and things like that before.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure
Okay.
I might
Fair
know
enough.
where they are.
And a pilot, right? The pilot
Right,
would know
you
where
might.
they are.
You know?
Yeah, 100%. You can find out 100% where they are. It's not hard to get out. And as Suleiman sees you doing that, it's like, no, be very careful. You don't want to damage them. If you're going to take them, you must do it properly. You must do it properly. Are you hurrying up, or are you going to do it properly?
Well, you're the pilot. Why don't you do it properly?
While hurrying up.
I'm just a hack. I would have just ripped them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and try and retrieve these emerald discs then.
Okay, and Suleiman is now, at the coaxing of his wife, directing you exactly how to take out those emerald discs properly.
Okay. So I guess we Well, we just get the emerald discs and we get out of here. Is that?
Yeah, head for
Okay.
the escape pod. Or no, head for one of the ships that's still functioning, like that one dude's ship that he says he has.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
I don't think he does either, but he might have actual like access codes to a ship.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay, sure. And at that, I'm going to say that you've now get a call coming over from the bridge. And it sounds like a distress call. And maybe we'll
Is it still in?
give Max. And you can hear in the background, is it working? Have you gotten through? Can anybody hear us? Do you think it's working? And the guy goes, I'm sure it's working. Icons be praised. They must. This must be working. Somebody will hear us. Don't worry, child. Don't worry, child. Somebody will hear us. And it says, hello, bridge crew.
Hello?
Anybody?
Hello?
We're in the chapel. We're in the chapel. We can't get out. The doors won't open. I think part of the corridor has been blown away. We I don't know how much more oxygen we have left. There are 15 souls here. We're all praying to the icons. I don't want to talk much. I don't want to use up all the oxygen at all. I mean, thank God that there's nobody here complaining about how this wasn't his fault or anything to use up oxygen here. So we'll probably have a few extra minutes to live. But you gotta come save us. It's. Can you get to me? We're trapped in the chapel. We can't reach escape pods. We have no exos. We're running out of air. I'm sure they heard us. Just be quiet. Breathe through one nostril, like I told you, like I taught you.
Look, we're coming to help. Just hang in there.
Can anybody hear us? We need your help. If anybody can hear us. I don't know if they can hear me. I'm not sure if they can hear me. I don't know how much air we have left.
Get moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just along the top of the ship.
All right. So
It could be that there's vacuum between us and them.
Yeah.
all right. And so as you guys exit the ship, are you staying? You're still in your exosuits, and I will allow you to distribute the weapons anyway and add them to your inventory, as they may be required, because as you get out and are gonna rush to somehow find the survivors in the chapel and get to them before their air, the very air that these 15 souls has to breathe, run out, you hear the growls of a pack of wild, vicious, dangerous Nakatra coming towards you in the corridor. And as you raise your weapons to fire at them and hear them all howling and shouting at you, saying, that is where we end for today.